What's happening, folks? So we are going to do a garden update. So yesterday evening, I put the superior variety row of potatoes out right here, with the help of Farmer Betty and a little bit of help from her daddy Eric at Mill Creek Water Hauling. He helped out some. He actually tilled this whole row for me, and a bunch of this over here. Yeah, that was nice of him. But as you know, I got tomatoes, bell peppers, and sweet corn on this row. This row is new, and it's only about halfway full of red and yellow sweet pepper, banana peppers, down there. I haven't finished this row out yet. I think what I'll do is just run my onion sets down this row, finish them out up at that end. And then also yesterday, got the first section of fence up attached to these T-posts for my green beans that are starting to come up. And normally I put the fence up and then plant the seed, but I wasn't getting any help with the fence, and I thought I gotta get some beans in the ground, so I went ahead and planted them. But when I saw that they're coming up, I thought, all right, now I gotta get the fence up. So my neighbor got stuck in the mud with his tractor yesterday, called me to come pull him out, and I pulled him out, and I said, all right, so here's the deal. Since I helped you, you gonna come and help me put up a piece of fence. So he did. We got that took care of, so thank you, neighbor. Also, my corn is doing great. It was a little slow going because I was thinking weather-wise Kentucky, and I started putting stuff out way too soon here in Northeast Ohio. See, in Kentucky, they start seeing weather-like conditions as early as February. And my neighbor, Wayne, and I, we would have a big majority of our gardens out by the middle of March, because we knew we were going to get some good weather and a lot of rain to feed that garden. So I wasn't thinking. I was thinking Kentucky growing versus Northeast Ohio growing. So, long story short, a lot of these seeds didn't take and germinate right away. Normally these would take anywhere from 3 to 8 days, and they're popping through. These took almost a month, but it's because of all those cold nights, and then we had frost warnings. And anyway, Memorial weekend, gonna finish getting this garden all planted, the rest of the fencing up. I got 2 more 50-foot rows of fence to put up, which is 8 more T-posts to go in the ground. But yeah, you can see the corn. And if this is Anthony Napier watching, ignore the weeds, buddy, okay? Just ignore the weeds. You know what it's like growing a frickin' garden. And where we couldn't get this that deep as far as tilling with the equipment we were using, some of the grasses tried to make a comeback, but nevertheless. So someone says, oh, you're like way late on your potatoes. No, I'm not. I have a method. What I like out of potatoes, growing them, is the new potatoes. They're small, and they're great putting in a pot with a pot of green beans and a slab of salt pork. Makes for a meal that'll last for days. And so in about a month and a half, 2 months, I'll have a whole row of new potatoes that will go with my green beans. Anyway, takes about, on the superior variety, 80 to 90 days for full maturity. But again, in about 30 days, we'll say 60 days, I'll start getting new potatoes. And I won't pull the whole plant. I'll just dig along the side of the hill here till I find the new potatoes, pull out what I need, and then bury it back up, let it keep growing. But yep, that is my garden update, guys. It is going to be a scorcher today. I'm not complaining because I love this weather. But I'm not going to be able to be out here in the heat of the day, like up over 90, especially with my medical stuff going on. But I wanted to get this video before it gets too hot. And there's what's left of that first row of fencing. That's another 50 foot there. And then T-post and all kinds of goodies on here we've been using. But this tiller here is what Eric used yesterday, and even he said this thing is hard to hold on to because it doesn't have the settings like the one that I'm repairing does. And all it has is forward tine. It doesn't have reversing tine. And so as soon as you hit the ground, man, if you ain't ready, this thing it'll jerk right out of your hand. Thankfully, once those pedals drop, it'll stop after it's out of your hand. But anyway, he scratched the ground up good for me yesterday, and I think we're gonna have a great garden this year. Yep. And then this morning I had to y'all remember how nasty the inside of that transmission case was with all that old grease that had been watered down with moisture over the years and broke down. I didn't realize, but that stuff, when I was out here pressure washing right next to my picnic table, that it splattered all over that picnic table. And well, Miss Erica, Nurse Ratchet, as her husband calls her, saw it, and she's like, you need to clean my picnic table, is what she said. It was hers. So, Nurse Erica, I pressure washed and cleaned your table. It'll be dry by this evening if you decide you want to stop by and sit on your table. But these tillers had a lot of mud on them, so I cleaned that off. There's some of the tine blades that are loose, so that was one reason why. I mean, normally I wouldn't clean the tines, but because some of the blades are loose, I wanted to get as much dirt off as I can before I start spraying those bolts and nuts with oil. But here's the rear fenders that covers the tines. They were not really that dirty out here, but I did kind of wipe them down and spray them off. But underneath was jam-packed full of mud. This piece here is what those fenders bolts to. You bolt that to the transmission, and then the fenders and the handlebars bolt right there through those 4 holes. And then you got other pieces. And then these are the frame rails that the engine mount bolts to. Those need to be bolted to the transmission. But there was a lot of thick buildup of oil, and I couldn't get it all. There's some kind of hard stuff on there mixed in with that oil, so I just got what I wanted off that, because like this surface right there and right here is where the engine goes, and I wanted to get that as clean as I could. But and then these are side pieces. That is your shifter thing that you go by. But anyway, well guys, that is today's video. Today is the 18th of May, and we are going to have our very first over 90-degree weather day. Eat your heart out, Ed Goslin. And of course, Matt the Scrap Whisperer, he's getting 100 to 110 days, maybe hotter. We need to keep him and old Nancy in prayer, especially Nancy. She's got a stuff going on with her, plus she has to deal with Matt every day. Poor lady. I'm kidding. Matt and Nancy are just awesome people. But, alright, y'all take care. God bless. See ya.